Welcome back, everyone. I'm Eric from Rare Candy, and here today we are back on PTCGO messing with Mad Party still. I know this is a deck that came out many months ago at this point, but it's still a fun deck, guys. I hadn't played with this in Standard, until recently on stream, and I forgot how much fun this deck was, and thanks to actually a couple of new inclusions I've made into my current list here, I actually think this deck is pretty good in the game. I've been playing a lot of games with this, and I found that Mad Party is a lot better than I think people give it credit for. So that's what we are going to be showing off today. But before we get deeper into this deck, guys, if you can, smack that like button. Genuinely really does help get this video seen by more people on YouTube. And if you need any cards to complete this deck or any others, check out our friends at PTCGOstore.com. Use that coupon code RARECANDY at checkout to save yourself some money. And our patrons at patreon.com/rarecandytcg have an exclusive discount code for even more savings. But hopping back into this deck, this is still Mad Party at its core. If you need a refresher on the core strategy here, it's all based around this Mad Party attack, 20 for each Pokemon in your discard pile that has this same attack. So of course we're trying to get these Poltegeist, Bumblebees, Dedenne, Galarian, Mr. Rime, etc. in the discard. That way we can do more damage. Poltegeist in particular is also a really cool card just because it has T-Break, which will allow us to discard Mad Party Pokemon to draw even more cards. So this is definitely one of the more important attackers that we have here. But the big card I think that's really renewed my interest in trying this deck out for Standard is Giovanni's Exile. So this is an inclusion that I actually can't take credit for. I saw Daniel Altavilla posted a list that had this in it, I think like a week ago now, something like that. But I thought this seemed like a really cool inclusion, and I wanted to find a way to include it in my current list that I have here. But Giovanni's Exile, it's a kind of a cool card. Hasn't seen too much play up until now, but you discard up to 2 of your bench Pokemon that have no damage counters on them and all cards attached to them. So one of the big reasons I like this is because we are a deck that really does want to abuse something like Dedenne GX to discard our hand, draw 6 cards. But the issue with cards like Dedenne and Crobat is that if your opponent just keeps like bossing them off your bench, it's almost like you're not playing a one prize deck, which is kind of the allure of Mad Party. You hit for a lot of damage while only giving up 1 prize at a time. So Giovanni's Exile really helps with those situations, but also I like it because you can discard your own Mad Party Pokemon. So think of something like the Dedenne here. It's a card we never are going to attack with. So if we are unfortunate enough to start with it, we can always just retreat to the bench at some point and discard it with Giovanni's Exile or any other Mad Party Pokemon we might want to if we do need to take like a big knockout in a given turn. So the Giovanni's Exile, super clutch card. Really been loving this in the deck. We also have a copy of Pal Pad, so that will allow us to reuse it if we do have to discard it like kind of early on in the game, which is definitely a possibility. We only play 2 bosses orders, but that's okay because we do have the 1 Pal Pad. But we also have 2 Great Catcher as well because we can, of course, bring things up off the bench while discarding Mad Party Pokemon from our hand as well. For similar reasons, we have a copy of Electromagnetic Radar. Of course, it's only going to work on the Dedenne GX, but of course, it's a way we can search that out while, again, discarding more Pokemon from our hand, which is really cool. Quick Ball, of course, another card that will allow us to discard cards. We have the one of Chaotic Swell. I found that certain Scorch lists do tend to play Wonder Lab mainly for that. But I mean, Chaotic Swell is just generally a good stadium for a deck like this that doesn't really care about any particular stadium being in play. So let's see from there. We have a copy of Ordinary Rod just to maybe get back some Dedennes if we do need to get those back after Giovanni's Exile. Copy of Tool Scrapper. I really like Tool Scrapper to get rid of things like Big Charm or like Metal Goggles. Anything that's going to make it harder for us to take knockouts. That's going to force us to have more Mad Partiers in the discard. That's going to be a pain for us. So Tool Scrapper a lot of times is going to act as like a plus 30 damage for turn with our deck, making it kind of a cool card. But other than that, guys, I mean, it's going to be a pretty straightforward Mad Party list from there. Like I said, the Giovanni's Exile is going to be the big thing. Really been loving that. But we're going to hop in some games and see how my updated list here is going to fare. Alright, so it looks like our opponent has a Psychic Coin with an Eternatus deck box. So all sorts of mixed signals going on here so far this game. So probably not too much of an indication of what we're going to play with. I'm going to guess Eternatus just because, they're rocking, they got the deck box and the sleeve. So they're a little bit committed to the cause here. So actually, this is a pretty solid opening hand that we have here. Now, they're going first. The only thing that could mess this up is if, like, they play Power Plant. That's one of the only cards that will really be annoying. But here it's going to be ADP. So, yeah, ADP is definitely going to be a trickier matchup. But typically what I found is as long as you either take the first KO or you get the first hit in on ADP before these alter creation, then normally you're kind of in a good spot. So, I mean, and that is the case for us actually. So this is actually a really solid little starting hand that we have. So I'm just going to go for the Glaring Mr. Rhyme. We could go for some Synesthetes, but I actually really want to get in a lot of damage here. So we're going to Quick Ball. Go for a Dedenne. Go for another Dedenne. And then from there, we're just going to Research. So already a pretty good start to the turn here. So not going for the Synesthetes kind of backfired, I won't lie though. I think we almost have to put down the Bunnelby. Yeah, we really need to have drawn into something there. Either a Dedenne, Crobat, or a Synesthete. Either of those would have been fine. Or a way to search for those cards at least. So definitely a rough hand, but hopefully we get Marnie. That would definitely be kind of our saving grace here for sure. So, okay, and thank God they do have the Marnie. So we did get a little bit lucky right there. We did get bailed out. So we just need to get, what, 4 more Mad Partiers in the discard, right? And we're going to be okay. Okay, so they are going to put down our Crobat. That's actually super annoying. And now we're not going to be able to... Now, getting down Synesthete in particular is actually really good. I think they may have made a little bit of a misplay because now we can evolve into Poltegeist. So they definitely should have just done the Crobat when they play down their Mawile. Where is their Water Energy? That's the next big thing that they're going to be looking for here. Okay, there's going to be an Energy Switch. And a Crobat. So again, the big thing, they're looking for Water Energy here. They have not yet hit it. They've gone through half their deck. But there's going to be a big Charm. That's actually really big. No pun intended. So we are going to have to find our Tool Scrapper. But hey, luckily they did whip the Alter Creation. That's actually huge for us. Okay, so we're just going to go for the Quick Ball here. Toss this bad boy. Just go for a Dedenne GX. We will probably need to find a Giovanni's Exile at some point. Just to take away the option of just knocking out two prizers for them to win. But we did not prize it, so that's good. And we do have our Tool Scrapper as well. So, yeah. Just going to go for the Dedenne change here. And we do have Giovanni's Exile, so we could actually play it this turn. But first, let's go for a Poltegeist. Gonna grab a Galarian Mr. Rhyme as well. That way we can toss this away with our T-Break. So yeah, let's just let's see. So right now we're hitting what, 40, not 41, we're talking about 4 or 6. So we're doing 120. 140, 160. Do we T-Break before or after Research? Like, I would like to Exile, but I really do want to get this KO, or at the very least get this ADP up to 280. That way a Tool Scrapper can come in on a future turn. I think we're going to go for the T-Break, actually. Well... yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go for a Great Ball. Okay, and we do hit a Poltegeist, and from there we can Research. So it is unfortunate we probably will have to get rid of... well, actually, we could get rid of... so if we have 8 in the discard, what, 160? No, we need to, unfortunately, toss this hand. As big of a bummer as that is. So I think we're actually just going to Research this whole hand away. I want to save this bench space for another Dedenne if we need to. Yeah, because we need 2 more Mad Partiers in the discard, I think. Or 4, 7... this one, yeah. So yeah, we're just going to do this. Oh, and so that's actually really big, I do have to say. So now we go Tool Scrapper. Yeah, absolutely insane turn that we have here, because if I did my math correctly, and there is a chance I did not, we now should be able to actually knock out ADP before they even get off Alter Creation, which is absolutely massive for our deck. So we're just going to do this and go for the Mad Party. I'm going to save... I really don't want to get down this Synesty because we're actually just going to probably T-break this Poltergeist away. And we get the victory screen. So, I mean, one prize decks, one of the biggest things they have going against them is ADP. But as you can see, especially since they whiffed the Alter Creation, we were in such a good spot in that game. So, hey, you know, I'm always happy to take down ADP. Okay, so we see the Charizard sleeve, Zacian coin. So definitely some mixed signals here. Do still want to go first no matter what, though, since we are an evolution-based deck. Okay, and this is like an okay opening. We do have a Poltergeist for turn 2, which is the big thing, because our hand is pretty dead outside of this. Okay, we see a Crobat. It doesn't really tell us too much just yet, but I'm going to hang on to our energy too, especially if they play hammers. Our hand would be pretty bad without energy, so we're just going to pass for now. And next turn, hopefully our T-break plus our draw for turn will get us where we need to go to get ideally a research or a Dedenne, some way to toss away these Mad Partiers. But this is going to be Eternatus, so this is a matchup that could be bad if they are playing like a more traditional scoop up net based engine, but there's going to be a Marnie too, yikes. So if they do nail the Zigzagoon, that would definitely be bad news for us. Okay, but we can live with this. There's going to be a Quick Ball. More than likely, it is going to be a Zigzagoon. Oh, but Crobat. So maybe their hand's dead. They need to... They have a research that they discarded. Interesting. Okay, so... That's cool. We have an attacker that survived. I guess at the same time, we don't mind losing an attacker either. Just because, of course, it does add to our damage output. So we're just going to grab a Dedenne here. Not GX, but just the poor little baby one. I mean, there's a world where we like Crobat and Giovanni's Exile on the same turn, but I think we need to get set up a good bit here. But let's see what we have in deck here. We have Palpad, so we can get back this Giovanni's Exile. We did prize a triple, but that's, you know, that's workable. We have an Air Balloon prized. Overall though, guys, I mean, I think our deck looks pretty decent here. And we're just going to go for the research. And we nail ourselves a Poltergeist as well. Evolution Incense there, so we can grab... Actually, probably should have Great Balled first, technically, because that could influence what we want to Evolution Incense for. So slight sequencing error on my part there, guys. But I think it's probably going to be okay overall. I'm going to grab a... Let's see. We'll just go for the Mr. Rhyme to kick things off. Yeah, I'm going to say short of that. So we're going to T-break there. So we will Great Ball. Or actually, did we get this second Synesty down this turn? So I'm actually not sure if we can even evolve. So I'm going to go for the Mr. Rhyme here. Going to go for another Dedenne. Actually, I mean, we could just save this hand to research for next turn, but we don't have energy. We do want to actually attack. That's kind of the issue. So we'll get down this, just Dedenne change. I don't think we've reached high enough to knock this thing out. That's one of the issues we currently have. So yeah, 5. Only hitting 100, but still, that's like a respectable amount to put a dent into this Eternatus. Yeah, so for the moment, I think we're fine. We could Great Ball, but there's nothing we really want this turn to hit. I'm going to save that for a T-break target for next turn. And we're just going to go for the Mad Party. But nevertheless, getting the first hit in on this guy, this means we have to do, oh man, we have to do 240 next turn if we want to knock out Eternatus VMAX, but it looks like they might be... Well, I guess they had the energy here from Power Accelerator, so... It looks like our game plan might just to be... Oh, but there's going to be the boss orders. And they're going to go for the knockout Poltergeist. So that definitely feels bad. That's our draw engine, but it does get us closer to getting a KO on this next turn. All right, so let's see how much we're doing. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're doing 160. Let's go for a Great Ball here. We do get a Dedenne. That is good. So we're going to T-Break. We're going to do that before we go for a Great Ball. So how many more do we need? 3, 6, 7. We're still only doing 140. I mean, I might just bring up this and knock that out. A part of me wants to even like toss away both boss. Or maybe like toss away one. Let's Great Ball first before you think about anything else. Grab the Mr. Rhyme here. This has 2 energy, so I inherently, I think, want to take this out, but a part of me wants to just deal with 2 Eternatus VMAX even? I don't know. But if they are gearing up to attack with this at some point, maybe it's good that we just take a 2-prize knockout here to start with. Yeah, I think we can actually just boss 3 times and win. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll just bring in this guy, has 2 energy, that's fine. And from there, we can just go for the Mad Party. So next turn, we can boss Palpad, Radar for Dedenne, and we're going to be in good shape. So Air Balloon, triple. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. Both decent prizes. What? Excuse me? Mega Save. What you doing? There's the Power Accelerator. Okay, maybe they play like Weavile or something. I don't know. But now I think we're actually in a spot where we're probably just going to win. So yeah, we'll just do this. How many energy do we have down? Just 1, so okay. So let's T-Break again first. Let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8. We're doing 160, 180. Yeah, so I think we're just going to bring this up. We're not going to attempt to scale up this high. Going to go for a Dedenne here. Then we can T-Break on the other end of this Dedenne. Go for Palpad. Loving Palpad in this deck. This was definitely inclusion I'm very happy about. Then we'll just go for the 2 boss, to be honest, guys. Like, we could go for a Giovanni's Exile, and I guess we could. Because we're going to have 2 Dedenne in play. We only need 1 boss to win. Nah, we're just going to get the 2 boss. We want to expedite this process. So let's just do that. That's fine. So you're really going to find a Bumblebee or a Sinistee this turn. Okay, so we can definitely live with this. Let's see, how many? Just gonna double check our math. 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we're good to knock this thing out. I'm gonna get down the Bumblebee preemptively here. We will just quick ball. Oh, hit our opponent with the hello there. think we'll go for another Sinisty here, since we are honestly kind of cool with the spot that we're in. Yeah, we can use this last spot for a Crobat. So in case this guy gets knocked out, I want to be able to set up another Poltergeist to dig on this next turn. Okay, we get the T-Break, discard this Dedenne. We have the boss in hand. So guys, I'm feeling pretty good about the spot that we're in here. And gonna save the rest of this hand. We have game next turn. Just have to hope that no reset stamp shenanigans, nothing like that. Marnie would actually probably be the worst thing we could see, just because we have energy and boss in hand, and we need both those things. So let's see what we can make happen. Firepress not really have like the most explosive start anyway, so there's a world where we still just kind of win, even if we get Marnied and just take a turn to sort of, you know, regroup. So it's going to be the Dark City, okay. Chaotic Spell definitely pulling its weight so far. Okay, just going to go for a Crobat, it appears. Now, they do definitely need to find an Eternatus VMAX and start putting on some pressure because, you know, right now, this Eternatus is probably not going to survive. And there's the communication. Going to put the Weavile back in deck. So, yeah, it does look like some sort of like dark box Eternatus style deck. So, I don't know if they're playing red and blue or something like that in here as well to get more energy in play. Not sure, but there's the Eternatus. But again, we really don't even want to go through this. We just want to deal with a Crobat on the bench to close this game out. But if they're switching, oh, but they're going to go for Rose. So taking a turn just to kind of regroup here, it looks like. But that's fine. We have game in hand. So unfortunately for our opponent, though, we do have this one. But you know what? We want to do as much damage as possible. I want to make sure we can as much insult to injury as we can. Maybe that's cruel, but that's what we're gonna do here. Evolution Incense, yeah, we don't have any more Mad Partiers we can discard, so we're just gonna go for the boss. Obviously, you want to get the full art Crobat, hit him with the well played, and Mad Party is going to take this game against the Dark Box Eternatus deck that we have here. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up our look here at my updated Mad Party deck list that we have. I have to say, I've actually been having a blast with this thing, and it, as you can see, hits like a truck, and it can really go toe-to-toe with a lot of things that are in the format right now, including ADP, which was something that I really was skeptical about. This was one of the reasons I kind of wrote this deck off for a little bit, was because it's like, oh, it's a single prize deck, can't be ADP, so why play it? But, you know, it's aggressive enough to where I think you actually genuinely kind of have a shot making it a pretty decent deck right now, especially since Dragapult VMAX hasn't been that popular, which is, of course, one of this deck's like probably auto losses if I just had to put it out there. But yeah, definitely feel free to try it out. I think this list feels really, really solid. And like I said, shout out to Daniel Altavilla for the Giovanni's Exile idea that I included as well. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Of course, if you can, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications. And if you can, consider supporting this channel as well by becoming a patron at patreon.com/rarecandytcg or pick up some merch at rarecandytcg.com. It would mean a lot. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.